Evan, you're getting active on Clubhouse. Any thoughts on the app?
I've been on a bunch. People invite me on. I think so. Clubhouse. A couple things to think about, and maybe we do a movement makers on here because I think it could be a good fit for some of the people movement makers. One, you have to like audio. It's the hardest for me. I hate audio, but the exposure right now is is really good given a couple of criteria. So I have an advantage going in that other people don't have, in that when people see me in Clubhouse, do you know? Have you seen Clubhouse? You know how it works, in?
You know what? I signed up, but I can't get in because you need someone to invite you. So I signed up, but I haven't. I know people. I haven't gotten in because I need an invite.
Got it. Okay, so the idea is there's a whole bunch of, imagine just it's your own little radio station. It's talk radio. You're launching your own talk radio station, and there's a lot of people who are thought leaders on there sharing their knowledge. When you launch a radio station, then it's not just about you talking though. Like, this is where some people make mistakes. It has to be collaborative. So you're more a host than you
Okay.
are the expert. You're the facilitator. And then people join and they listen in. And then people can also become promoted to be moderators or speakers. So they can also talk. And then it becomes a free-for-all. Like what was happening with you and Drew, like interrupting each other. And, like now imagine that, but with 40 people who are speaking all at the same time, right? And it doesn't get that bad. But I've been in some rooms where it's like they're fighting over each other to just say anything.
Wow.
So you have to really, the moderator or the whoever created the group has to be kind of on top of who gets in and how many speakers are on at a time. But it's much more facilitation. There's a lot of thought leadership kind of content on there, which is good. So there might be a room on habits or productivity or how to win on social media or whatever. I have an advantage that is unfair because I get people invited me, and people they follow me, so they follow me just because they know me in other places. They don't follow me because I'm so big on Clubhouse. But then I get brought into rooms because they recognize my face. So partly of having a recognizable face is like have the same social media picture. If I created a new picture just for Clubhouse, people wouldn't recognize me as much. So I get brought into rooms because they watch my videos like, oh my God, Evan Carmichael's here. Let's have him come on stage. So in that sense, it's really good for me, but that's not something that people can just leverage, right? Because you may not be a name. So then how do you win? So if you're not a name, then you have to be, one, again, love audio, and you have to be aggressive. So you could choose just to be a passive listener, but there's no chat functionality. Like the only way you can do anything is to raise your hand and ask questions. And so you have to be on it a lot. You have to be aggressive in trying to ask questions. And if you do get to be a speaker in any of the rooms, you have to voice up. Like you can't just be so I would suck at this. Like it just doesn't fit, apart from the fact like it can win for me because people recognize me and bring me in, period, right? That's why it's an unfair advantage for me. But if I was just getting started, if I'm looking at movement makers, if you're willing to be aggressive and you're willing to get out there and like put up your hand in every room, and if you get asked to be a speaker, you're going to almost not let other people finish, right? Like you're waiting to jump to get your point out.
Wow.
It's aggressive. It's aggressive. It's basically a bunch of people trying to get their voices heard all at the same time.
Are they promoting their channels or their websites or their products?
Usually not, although sometimes it does happen. It's more you build. It's not so salesy yet. Some people do, but for the most part, it's you want to be heard so that people follow you. And when they follow you, they check out your bio. And in your bio, you can link up whatever you want to link up, right? In your bio, you say all this great stuff about you, and you hope that leads to biz dev.
Okay, and they're saying that it can be distracting though. Don't have time to be on there all day. Not sure how it will work for me going forward. That's from Sharon.
Yeah. No, it's super distracting.
Oh, She's been in some rooms with you. She says, I've been in some rooms with Evan. He was dropping knowledge on YouTube concepts the other week.
Okay, well, awesome. So if you kind of reverse engineer or try to replay that what happened, somebody invited me. I don't remember what room you saw me in, but somebody invited me into that room, and then they asked me to talk. Right? It's like, oh, we got Evan Carmichael here. Hey, Evan, can you share your thoughts on XYZ? Right? It was never about me trying to force my way in there, and you got to hear what I have to say.
Gotcha. Okay.
So if it's a personality thing, right? I think it can definitely work for some people, but you have to love audio, and you have to be willing to be aggressive to get your voice heard. Otherwise, it's not going to be a great. It could be a great platform for learning, but here's the thing: like if it's learning for me, listen, I've been in rooms with Grant Cardone, I've been in rooms with Jim Quick, I've been in rooms with a lot of the people that I make videos on. If I'm going to learn from Grant, first off, I'll just email Grant, right? Okay. But second off, I'd rather watch his video than listen to a talk show because I'm a visual learner. So from a consumption place, what's that?
Breakfast with Champions.
Breakfast with Champion?
Yeah, that was the one you was on.
Oh, was that the one I was on?
Yeah.
After Grant? Yeah. So I think Elena was on first, and then it was Grant, and then it was me. But it wasn't scheduled. That just happened to be on, and Grant was on. Like, okay, hey, I'll listen in. And then they recognized me, and they pulled me in.
And she said she did her first Clubhouse event last Sunday. So, and then, so she's going to invite me in. Great. Okay, so I got to send her my number. Okay, great. So I just DM and sent you my cell phone number, Salon Chat. Okay. And Mark's About Media, he says, the access to experts is pretty ridiculous. He said, I got into a conversation with Roberta Blake and Brian Elliott last night. It's really cool. So some people love it. Yeah,
people are accessible. But so again, like you have to force your way into the conversation, which if that's you, awesome. Like there's maybe no better place right now. If you're willing to be aggressive and get in there, it might be the best place. Okay. The knowledge, like a lot of the stuff that's being said, you can find in other places. So that becomes a platform thing, right? Like if you'd rather hear it on audio, then you can get it from Clubhouse. But Roberto Blake makes a ton of videos, and I can almost guarantee you whatever he told you on the live, he said in videos as well. Right? So that becomes a learning style. If you're going to learn, it's totally learning style. If you're going for connections, it could be great if you're willing to be aggressive. We'll see where it goes too. Like right now, everybody they DM on Instagram. Like you can't message people inside of Clubhouse. There's no chat for the people to follow along inside Clubhouse. Like if you're just an audience person, especially if it's a big show, you have a really small chance of being picked. So you're basically just a consumer.
So do you think it's blowing up because it's not video and most people don't want to really get on video and they prefer just be on? It's easier for them to be on audio than on video.
I think the invitation helped. I think some influence, like it's blowing up in circles, right? It's blowing up in kind of the expert online marketing world. So they invite their friends in, and more people end up joining, right? It's not blowing up with 14-year-old girls, right? And you have to have an iPhone or iPad right now. But some people, here's what they do: like they go buy an iPad and leave it on all day long. Jumping into but like it could be the best biz dev that you got. Like you load it up all day long, and then you're just you're waiting to ask a question while you're doing work on the side, doing something else.
Okay. All right.
Like people are doing it.
There you guys go. That's a comprehensive, thorough answer about Clubhouse.
Yeah.
Right?
So
I learned some more about Clubhouse. I know a little bit about it. But because I wasn't on it, I didn't know. I just thought, well,
you can plan room. Like people want me to hey, can you join us at this time? And it's just no. But I would treat it like a podcast. I would treat it like a podcast. I think it depends on where you're at, right? Like if you're promoting something, and you're a big name, you can use it. Otherwise, you got to be aggressive and get in front of people. and tomorrow's Thursday, right? So tomorrow's on public facing day. If I have extra time, I'll probably be on Clubhouse just seeing what's going on.
Okay.
Because I might get pulled in the rooms, or if somebody cancels on me.
It could be any subject about anything controversial. It could be games, politics, business. It could be anything. You just choose what room you want to be in.
Yeah, like once you join, what's going to happen is it'll. I haven't seen a whole bunch of non-business rooms, because once you join, you add your friends in, or you see who follows you, and you follow some of them back, and then you get into the rooms where more of your friends are.
Okay.
So if I was following a bunch of people who were talking about, I don't know, the election or something, I'm sure I'd see a lot more political content. I'd be in more political rooms, but I'm not, because the people that I follow aren't in those rooms. So I get the digital marketing, online marketing, thought leadership kind of stuff. And there's usually at least one room that's kind of open with that.